Okay, folks. Basically the topic was a subscriber asked me to rant about Pepe Le Pew being canceled, and is it canceled? Is it pulled? I mean, as an actor, you'd say, "Hey, Pepe, you got cut out," and but this Pepe thing goes beyond Pepe. We're talking about Dr. Seuss books. Lately, 6 Dr. Seuss books have been pulled. And when you say pulled, it's just they're not going to make any more copies of them. So it's not like Dr. Seuss altogether has been banned. Now some of these folks going back to Pepe the Stink, Pepe Le Pew, it's Miss Piggy. Is she on the chopping block, so to speak? No offense, Miss Piggy. Because, people say, well, hey, if you're going to, ban Pepe Le Pew, who's grabbing this cat because she's got a fucking white streak of paint down her back, and he thinks she's a skunk, and he says, "I love you, as a pen and a bee," And hey, look, does anyone give a fuck that as I, a Frenchman, am I supposed to feel upset about Pepe and his sexual nature? Is that supposed to make me feel bad? Um, or are they making a reference that all French people are skunks? I mean, what are they saying? Here's the thing, folks. Cancel culture. But the point I want to make might be different than what you guys think. You might be thinking I'm just going to scream and holler and fuck, and I want my Pepe. And was I thinking about Pepe the fucking Pew a week ago? No. Were you? No. No one gave a fuck about that goddamn skunk until this guy wrote an article, and now we're all supposed to get our dicks in a bind about it. No one was giving a fuck about Miss Piggy hitting Kermit until someone tweeted something. So there's so many elements here. It's, first of all, in this culture, this modern day America, whatever the fuck, the world, are we all supposed to be so reactionary to one tweet or one New York Times article? Now, does that say that writer of that article has that much power? Speedy Gonzalez. I mean, hey, Mexican-American folks, chime in, leave a comment. What do you think of Speedy Gonzalez apparently getting the axe as well? And this is what I'm going to say. First of all, culture is not guaranteed. I don't own the trademark, the TM with the circle around it for Pepe Le Pew. You don't. I don't own the trademark for all these things. You talk about the Aunt Jemima biscuits or Aunt Jemima pancake syrup. I don't know the trademark. You don't know the trademark. These companies can do what they please. And if the family of Dr. Seuss, apparently they're the ones, the family, nobody was calling for these books to be boycotted or sold. There was no big thing of this moment. Maybe in years past, people apparently had questioned some of these books. And I found a very interesting article, I think, on the Guardian website. I don't know if that's theguardian.com or .net or whatever the fuck. But they were saying that Nancy Drew books, okay? Nancy Drew books used to have a lot of very horrible descriptions of non-white characters as always being suspicious, or there was a situation where Nancy Drew was basically investigating a crime, and she deciphered, or Nancy Drew, the character, was like, oh, this black woman should not be in this store. Someone of her ilk should not be here, and therefore she's suspicious. Look that article up on the Guardian, folks. I'm not making that up. And they talk about Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, and that the Guardian article was very interesting, basically saying this rewritings or reissues of children's books with updates to reflect the culture as evolving and being more inclusive and less white-centric. That's nothing new. So now, for whatever the fuck reason, if Pepe is not going to be in Space Jam 2, I have mixed feelings about it, to be honest. I always thought Pepe Le Pew was funny, and it was just to me, the comedy of that whole goddamn thing was not him sexually harassing this fucking cat, because I like cats too, to be honest with you. The joke is, it's not even a fucking skunk. He thinks he's dealing with a fucking member of his species. In fact, he's dealing with a cat. That's the humor, to me. It wasn't about him violating her space or him kissing her when she didn't want to be kissed. The humor, at least at the time, was she's not a fucking skunk. She's a cat. That was the comedy. Now, if you want to examine it and say, well, Pepe's all over this cat, and he's grabbing her, and she's saying no, and he's locking doors. Well, you can't really deny that. I mean, that's true. Kennedy, of all people, on Fox News, and I just saw a clip on YouTube because I did my fucking research this time on this video. And Kennedy, the former MTV chick, who somehow she looks the same for the last 30 years, some type of vampire chick that she is, she was basically saying that we're all just going to be blah. Like, if we can't have any personalities, or if cartoons can't have any personalities, and you're just going to take away any hint of humor or any hint of not being a good little boy or a good little girl, we're all going to be fucking robots. I guess my point that I want to get to it, I'm not articulating, I'm a little tired, to be honest with you. It's culture is not guaranteed. The things that I like, look, I used to like Ronald fucking McDonald. Haven't seen his ass in a while. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things. Captain Caveman, he used to be a cool guy. Where's he? There's a lot of things that you can like from your childhood. Pepé Le Pew. But if you ask some fucking 5-year-old now or 10-year-old who the fuck Pepé Le Pew is, they probably would know now because of this controversy. But a week ago, would they know? As far as these Dr. Seuss books, I'll be honest, I went down the rabbit hole. I'm trying to find the images from these fucking books. These books, I'm just, you know, these are not Green Eggs and fucking Ham. This is not The Grinch That Stole Christmas. These are like the obscure B-list, C-list, D-list of the Seuss fucking books. So it's not like anybody gave a fuck about these Mulberry Street books. Were you thinking about these books before this controversy? Be honest, you weren't. This is not The Cat in the fucking Hat. No, some people are saying that The Cat in the Hat is blackface, or it could be interpreted as blackface. I don't know about that. That seems a little, why can't he just be a fucking cat? I don't know. But I read, once again, these articles saying that this Mulberry Street book in particular, there's a guy getting whipped, there's a Chinaman with a stick, some pretty hardcore shit. And I was looking for the images, like, okay, show me these fucking images that are being banned, but no one's going to fucking copy these images. And I guess I want to see what I'm supposed to be offended by. At the same time, you can't say it's the left wing. You know, there's no riots in the streets. No one from the left wing, Joe Biden, Obama, whoever the fuck, Whoopi Goldberg, was not demanding that Dr. Seuss recall or stop selling these books. The family fucking decided, the estate. And apparently before he died, Dr. Seuss, whatever his fucking real name is, he made modifications to some of his shit anyway. So we can't just go around saying, oh, it's the left, it's the cancel culture. No, it's you have to look at each case fucking individually, idiots. So there you fucking have it. Do I have a real informed opinion about this? It's developing. This is a birthday fucking tribute rant. One of the more active Mike Messier YouTube subscribers demanded this rant. I think he was thinking I was just going to come out here and start swearing and pissing up a storm about Pepé Le Pew. First of fucking all, I have never even seen Space Jam. Like the original one, for whatever the fuck reason, I just didn't see it. Some people get offended. A friend of mine was offended that I never saw whatever fuck Avatar. Sorry, I just did something else that day. You know what I mean? It's like, look, I see a lot of goddamn movies. I see a lot of wrestling matches. I'm doing my own fucking thing, as I've mentioned. I'm writing my own goddamn novel. A Distance from Avalon, When the Dying and the Dead Reunite, now available on Amazon. Why don't you assholes buy it? It's right in the fucking description. Instead of telling me congratulations on your book, buy the fucking thing. Show your goddamn support, and you get a fucking book out of it, you fucks. I'm not like Meghan McCarkle and Prince Harry saying, oh, I need security. I just need you to buy me a $10 book, you fucks. But as far as this goddamn thing, look, are things that you and I enjoy or want to hold on to, the world doesn't necessarily owe us that, okay? That's my point on this cancel culture shit. The world does not owe us anything. If we want fucking these Dr. Seuss books, then did you go out and buy your copies? I mean, did you have your copies already, is my point. Before these books were no longer going to be sold, these Mulberry Streets and these other fucking Dr. Seuss C-level books, Did you have a copy? Did you give a fuck? You probably didn't. Did you give a flying fuck about Pepé Le Pew until last week? No, I didn't. Miss Picky, look, that might be a little close to home. I do like the goddamn Muppets. So if Miss Piggy fucking gets sliced into bacon and put in a sandwich, yeah. So I do see the point now. Like, if it's something that... When does the fucking madness end? I don't know. But I mean, look, if you were somebody who was a Nancy Drew fucking reader and they said, oh, Nancy Drew is going to change a few paragraphs so it's not all the bad guys are not ethnic stereotypes. If you were some fucking Nancy Drew advocate 50 years ago, would you sing a song about it? Maybe you fucking would. I don't know. Here's another one, $1 million knee lift for you. The fucking, whatever the fuck, at Disney, the Song of the South inspired ride, okay, Splash Mountain. Okay, folks, here's a little goddamn confession. I got intrigued by Splash Mountain. I wanted to see what all the fuss was a fucking about. So first of all, I found a bootleg copy of Song of the South Disney movie. Bootlegged, it was on the fucking internet. You can find it just as easily as I can. It was broken up into like 5 or 6 parts. I sat there and watched this goddamn thing. My biggest offense was that it was a boring fucking movie. Like, it's boring and it's slow. Now, granted, I'm looking at it on a fucking computer screen, and it's like a fucking upload of a fucking German VHS tape or Betamax tape. So the quality was piss poor. And I'm looking at it through 2021 eyes. Uncle Remus, was that his name? Fine fellow. But I mean, is he supposed to be representing a slave or a former slave or a fucking sharecropper? Most likely. And the movie, to me, was just fucking dull and boring as fuck, to be honest with you. Like, I struggled to get through it. I'm watching it out of the morbid curiosity factor. It was just boring. The ride, this is how I feel about the goddamn fucking ride. Splash Mountain at Disney World in Florida. I like the goddamn ride. Sorry. I think if they take out the fucking voices, the black... parody voices or offensive voices, the ride itself, the fucking cute little animals, and they're all cute and fuzzy, and you go down a fucking, get splashed. I would like them to see them not take out the whole goddamn ride, but just clean it up a little bit. Take the fucking voices out. Can you give like the fucking rabbit and the wolf like nice voices, like minstrel voices? I mean, I don't know how to describe these voices except they're just offensive. They just sound like a parody of black people from the 1940s or the 1880s or whatever the fuck. So yeah, I don't know why you're on the fucking ride and these voices are popping up. I mean, I know why, because they're the voices in the movie, but to me, it's a simple fucking fix. Change the audio track. Now, some might say, well, you have to get rid of the goddamn ride because it represents the movie, blah, blah, blah. Maybe, but that's a lot of fucking money, too. I mean, I don't have the goddamn money, me, personally, to change the fucking rides at Disney World. And it's a fucking fun ride, to be honest with you. I like the goddamn... I'm a sucker for the animatronics. Sue me. But one thing that would be fucking easy enough is to change the fucking voices of these things. And if you really want to get... I mean, look, maybe this is too deep for fucking Disney if they're just trying to entertain people. But could you have like a little plaque or a poster, like a section where they explain the history and the controversy of fucking Splash Mountain? Like, there could be a fucking... framed like explanation, whatever, display case, and Disney could totally fucking do that in a diplomatic way and say, hey, this was the situation, we had this fucking movie, the Song of the South, it was perhaps Disney's most controversial film. While the film is no longer being distributed in the United States of America, it is available in some countries, and while we realize now the error of our ways, this ride stands as a tribute to the hard work put into the creation of the fucking ride and the movie itself, or some bullshit like that. There's always a way, and I just said that off the top of my fucking head. You can sit there and you can write something that would kind of satisfy everybody and keep the fucking ride. This ride has been updated to represent today's modern sensibilities, and we apologize for all the anguish and pain we've caused people throughout the years, blah, blah, blah. Now go have a splash. So there you fucking have it. Do I have all the goddamn answers? I don't. I mean, we've got things like in our country, the fucking Stone Mountain, Georgia, okay? We get these Confederate and people. Now I've done other videos about the Confederate fucking things, And my point is, to an African-American chum of mine, I said, hey, if some kid in the future is sitting in a park and he looks up and he sees a statue of Robert E. Lee with a Confederate flag in his hand, like a statue, that's going to make him feel bad. And if that statue's not there, maybe he won't feel bad. So I'm not totally against removing these statues. Look into the fucking history of these statues. Most of them were put up by the original OG Karens, the Daughters of the Confederacy. Look those bitches up. See, find out all these Confederate statues and so forth that people get all excited about. They're part of our history. Look up the fucking reason those statues were there. Most of them came in the 1950s by order and purchase of these bitches, the Daughters of the Confederacy. They weren't there since the Civil fucking War. And once again, if you don't know by now, do a fucking YouTube dive. This Confederate Stars and Bars fucking flag is it's the Northern Virginia battle flag. It wasn't even the flag used by the Civil War, by the South in the Civil War. So, Confederacy, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm going to go see a goddamn movie now. I'm going to go see Boogie, which is about a Chinese guy playing basketball, and I'm sure that Boogie in this film is facing discrimination and so forth, and he's got to overcome it, and he's got a hot black girlfriend, so he gets to fuck her. All these wonderful things. I'm going to go see the goddamn movie. I'll tell you what I think when it's done, like Messier.com. Subscribe, like, watch all my things.